What's going on YouTube? Is Donnie B all day bringing you another Frost Cutlery folder. I got a few more of these. Ooh, I just unfocused there. I got a few more of these to go through, so we will be doing it together. This one right here is called the Combat Ranger. It does not deploy very, very smooth. It is not a quick deploy, and it doesn't line up all that great. You can see, possibly, maybe, it's dark in there, but it literally sits to one side. Now I'm left-handed, so using this right-handed thumb stud isn't the best, but you know what I mean. I don't know. It's got a solid feel in the handle. It's 5 inches closed, and it's got a 3 3/4 inch blade, and it's black coated, which usually means on something like this, a Chinese blade, it's probably just paint. The thumb stud is reversible. It does have a deep pocket clip. The lock, it's a steel liner lock, but it just doesn't feel that good of a lock. You know how sometimes you can work a lock and you can feel, wow, man, every time I move backwards, it's like psychedelic. Sorry guys, new phone, new camera. I gotta learn it. But getting back to this, it's got this crappy green camo print on it with these rubber inserts that fit and finish. They don't exactly line up perfectly. They're in there and they work. It's all held together with screws. This one right here, you can see that even with the camera going in and out, that one's pretty much not even, I'd say I glue it back in, but honestly I just don't care. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this thing some tests. This is a stainless steel blade. Nothing special about this. What it comes down to on knives like this is you got to remember, people buy a lot of these things in bulk, and what they do is they buy them for resale. And what I want to show you guys is it or is it not worth it to get a box of 12 of these, thinking that somebody's going to come into your shop or your store or whatever, feel this, play with it, use it, and think, yeah, that's definitely worth the $10 to $15. Just holding this thing without even using it, I have to say that if I pick this up in somebody's store, I've said, oh, let me check out this little Frost Cutlery blade. As soon as I started using this thumb stud and feeling the liner lock click, I would say no. There's no way in hell. There's a lot of options out there for sub $15 that are better than this guy, and that's without even using it so far. But proof is in the pudding, so I'm going to give it some usage, and let's figure some of that out now. I got a water bottle. Normally what I do is I set it down and slash it, but what I want to do is a little something different. I want to stab, then slash, stab, and that worked out pretty good. Got me a little wet. It actually worked really good. The tip is sharp enough to without a problem, the point was able to go through, and the blade isn't dull. It's not a dull blade. That actually worked out pretty well. Also, let's see if we can go one more time through this guy, and of course we can. As far as the edge itself, brand new out of the box, untouched. The edge works, and well, there's something that you don't see every day on one of these cheap blades. Look at the hair that just came off of there. I mean, you want to talk about shave sharp? Guys, that's pretty shave sharp. So I mean, normally I come at these things and something feels good in my hand right away, and I'm thinking, wow, this won't be bad. And then I start testing the actual knife, and it performs like crap. This one I feel in my hand that I'm thinking, wow, this feels pretty bad, but then the edge surprises me and shaves a really nice freaking patch off my arm. What are you gonna do? But let's keep going and find out. Meow. Alright, so we're gonna give the old Combat Ranger some drops. See how well it does floating 4 feet through the air. And it goes pretty straight. Alright, we'll give it that. Let's check that again. Alright, so So that's not so bad. It goes down straight. Now what I want to do is a couple of downward throws and see if anything loosens up. It's hitting pretty solid. It's got some pretty good bite. Oh, that sounded bad. But that might have just been the clip rattling. Let's see. So far, oh, here we go. So what it did is it sent the liner lock. Hopefully you guys are getting this. The liner lock went from this side where it's connected all the way across. And now the blade is closing. But what it's doing is closing on the opposite side of the lock, which you guys know is no good. So now I have to figure out how to get this lock back onto the other side of the knife. And what I'm going to do here is I got a nail sticking out right there. So I'm going to try and just give it a quick pop here. And that worked out just fine. I got the lock. So, is it loose? Is anything wrong? No, I just sent the lock to the other side of the knife, and I'll tell you what, now it's opening nicer. So, by throwing it down, yeah, that doesn't work. By throwing it down into a stump of wood, it made the knife better. Guys, I don't make this shit up. All right, so let's see how, oh my gosh. The last few frost knives I did could not do what this one just did. This guy just went clear through without a problem. And it's even chopping. I mean, it's, you know, I'm not getting, you know, the proper weight and balance chopping with this thing. But nothing's loose. It went through the rope. I'll tell you what. First thing I did is I put this in my hand and said, nope. Then I started using it. And it's trying to change my mind. Let's see here. That what's making this blade better than it first appeared is its overall edge. The sharpness is just great. It's really, really good. Let's get back into focus here. This is what happens when you get new gear. All right, so let's see. Now, I am getting way too far. The edge profile is actually something that you need to master, because those first few, I was getting way far into it, and I was taking out too much material. Let's see, you guys can all see that. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Let's see if we can come down on this thing. All right. And I'll tell you what, guys, the performance of this knife, the other frost cutlery blades I did wouldn't even do that. So far, the performance of this knife is not that bad. The only issue I'm having is that the spring in the lock, this liner lock, is too loose and it's going pretty far over, so you got to kick it out. This could be something that's just on this one, not on all of them. I was hoping it loosened up enough to be able to pop. Man, I'll tell you what, that's not so bad. So far on this guy, what is it, the Combat Ranger, I think it's called, performance-wise, edge-wise, this thing is right up there with some of the better ones I've used from Frost, and that's not bad. It's just the package wasn't wowing me in the beginning. Let's see. Can it go through rubber? I'd say so, since it just did. Some vacuum cleaner hose. Easy. Let's see if we can't just knock off some little pieces here. That's one. That's two. And I threw the whole thing away. So, I'll tell you what, man. I don't even know what to think, man. This thing is bugging me out. I pick it up. It's caca. I start using it. It's ta-da. You know, that's the thing with these cheap knives is you never know until you really check it out. The grind is actually, there's just more of a ground edge on this blade than there is on a lot of the other Frost blades I've used. I mean, you can see it. However, like most Frost blades, it's uneven. So it's a little thicker here, it gets thinner here. But even considered, the edge on this is holding up. It's doing pretty freaking well. I gotta say, I'm impressed with that. Let's go see if we can't swat down some branches off something. Come on now. All right, so I've got this pesky vine that's been growing right here. So I want to see if I can't take out this vine. And I don't know if I just did or not, or if I even hit the vine itself. I might have just gone through. Oh no, look at that. I guess I did. Wow, that went through so nice. I didn't even feel it. It felt like I was literally just going through the leaves. Leave me alone. All right, so let's, one more. Look at that as it gets thicker. So, I hate this thing. I hate this thing. I hate this thing. I hate this thing. First thing, you know, is, let me get into some better light here. First thing I did was feel it. And putting in my hand, I came to realize that this is going to be a horrible knife. Then I started using it, and so far the only issue I have is the liner lock moving too far over. Is that something that is going to be a an end game? Got a little bug going on. See you, bug. No, man. I'll tell you what. As much as I want to hate this, it works. It works like a freaking knife. Damn you, Frost Cutlery. Damn you. Damn you. Damn you. Let's do something else. All right, so being a cheap folder from Frost Cutlery, there's no way in hell it's going to be able to skin with, right? Well, let's find out together, because this knife has been surprising me this whole time. And I'll tell you what, it's not, the surprise isn't ending. This is what I just did here. Can it be an emergency skinner? Yeah. Is it going to be a skinner? No. So, will it get through? Absolutely. Is it made for it? No. Definitely not. I think I just lost you guys. The light is going in and out. Woo, there we go. So, I mean, what do you want, man? I mean, the thing is doing the job. Jobs it's not supposed to. So, let's keep going. We got one more. All right, final test. Let's give it a throw here. Let me back up a little bit. We'll go 5 yards. And break it. Well, I closed it. That's for damn sure. And I closed it putting the liner lock on the opposite side of the blade again. So I can see that so far the only problem I'm having is definitely with this liner lock. Let's try the throw again. Uh-oh. Donnie B all day found a knife that doesn't throw well for him. Let's try again. All right. Sometimes it just takes a few. And I can tell you right now that it is closing as it is. So if using this knife as a knife, so far so good. Using it as a thrower, so far not so good. Keep that in mind. All right. Frost Cutlery Combat Ranger. What did we learn about this guy today? Well, looks can be deceiving, and so can the initial feel test, because this thing works like a knife. I'll tell you what, it did everything well, even through well at the end. It wasn't so bad, but the issue is impact. You aren't going to throw this thing very much because the liner lock is thin. So it's going to move around. So basically, if you use this as a pocket knife, you have a pretty decent little pocket knife, especially for the price. Between 10 and 15 bucks, you're going to pick this up. However, if you throw this thing, there's a good chance you're going to give it some rattle, and that's not so good. So, does it work? Hell yeah. Is this something that you can sell in your shop for 10 bucks? I'll tell you what, if you can get people past the initial feel it test, then who knows, you might be able to sell these. It's a performer blade wise, and when it comes down to it, that's what you want in a knife. The rest of the stuff, bells, whistles, this, that, who gives a crap? It doesn't matter. As long as this thing has an edge that acts like an edge, that's all you freaking need. I am Donnie B all day, and until next knife.